Good day everyone, welcome to our virtual English class. So, for today's discussion, we are going to tackle about nature and purposes of writing. So, this lesson discusses about what is writing, purpose of writing, and types of writing. So, to further understand all of this, let's have it one by one. So now, what is writing? Writing is the process of using symbols to communicate thoughts and ideas in a readable form. Okay, so we all know that writing is one of the macro skills, right? And in our own language, writing is usually the fourth language skill that we learn. And writing can tell us to do something, right? It could be descriptive or explain the details of something, to entertain someone, or to report an event. There are also smaller texts to communicate information, such as captions in the picture, labels, headings, signs, and messages. According to Brown HD 2001, writing is like swimming. Yes, because unlike walking and talking, swimming and writing are culturally specific learned behavior. We learn to swim if there is a body of water and if someone teaches us. And we learn to write if we are a member of a literate society, and usually if someone teaches us. So, means to say, we learn to write if we are a member of a literate society. Now, let's proceed to the purposes of writing. Authors write for three main purposes: to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. These three purposes can be remembered easily if you take the first letter of each purpose because they spell out pi. So, we can remember to persuade, to inform, and to entertain by spelling out pi. So now, persuade means the author is trying to convince someone to do something or to think a certain way by using reasons and arguments. So let's hear this example of how this author is trying to persuade people to come to his pet store. Dogs make amazing pets and partners. They are loyal and friendly. They are also very good with friends and kids. Come visit our pet store and adopt a puppy today. So, the author here is trying to convince people to come and adopt a puppy from their pet store. So, there are types of persuasive writing: argumentative essays, which are also called persuasive essays. Advertisements, ads in general, are forms of persuasion because they are trying to get you to do something, which is part of the definition of persuasion. If they try to get you to buy something or to subscribe to a type of service, that's making you change your actions, which is persuasion. Book and movie review. If a book or movie is being reviewed, the reviewer is telling you whether it is good or bad and why. That's a form of persuasion. And proposals. If you are proposing or suggesting a project or an activity, you are being persuasive because you are trying to get people who can make this a reality to change their mind and to do it. Another reason the author writes is to inform. So now, inform means the author is trying to give facts or information such as events and descriptions. So let's hear this example of how this author is trying to inform you about the Great Pyramids of Giza. The Great Pyramids of Giza are one of the seven wonders of the world. They are located in Egypt. Most pyramids were built on the western side of the Nile River. In this text, the author is giving you information and facts about the Great Pyramids of Giza. Some examples of text or informational writing include informational essays, which are also called expository essays. All textbooks of any nature, informational writing because they inform you about the subject and topics that you are reading about, like history, science, math, and others. Newspapers, if they are talking about events or describing something, they are informational writing. If it's the op-ed piece, well, that's opinion. That's not informational, but the majority of the newspaper is. Biographies, because they tell you or ask about things that happened, so they are informational writing. The last reason the authors write is to entertain. So, entertain means the author is trying to provide someone with enjoyment, contentment, and amusement. So, let's hear this example of how this author is writing a story to entertain you. Joey looked everywhere for his baby pet dragon. After 2 hours of searching, he finally found him under his bed, chewing on his favorite pair of shoes. This writer or author wrote the story specifically for you to enjoy and keep you interested. Some examples or types of entertaining writing includes stories, which are also called narratives. This includes novels, like the books you read at school, plays, and fairy tales. Poems are also entertaining because it causes enjoyments when you read it. You hear the rhythm, you see the metaphors, and also the similes. You feel good, and that's entertaining. Jokes, they make you laugh, and that's entertaining because they amuse you. And autobiographies and biographies can often be entertaining as well, because in addition to telling you about what happened, they can also get you to think about your own life and to be moved, and that's a form of entertainment. Thank you all for listening. I hope you learned something about the topic that I have discussed.